For ELA.
If I'm quiet enough for a second, you can hear our jazz band. They're really good. Exactly. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Julie Rossley, and I'm excited for you. Sixth grade is such an exciting time, and your children are so fortunate to continue, in the vein of learning as they are now in the elementary schools coming up into our middle school. As far as English is concerned, your children are going to continue learning with the reading and writing workshop model that they currently receive at the elementary schools. While in their English classes, students will be instructed and supported by both an English teacher and a reading teacher. Throughout next year, your sixth graders will be empowered with choice when reading nonfiction and fiction texts independently. This autonomy has proven to stimulate interest and enjoyment in reading, helping students to forge an appreciation of literature. During the year, your children will be writing a lot. They'll be writing memoirs as well as argumentative and informational pieces in tandem with their reading units, therefore reinforcing the instruction of authors' craft, text styles, and structures that they'll study. Social studies. The focus of the sixth grade social studies is geography and history of the Eastern Hemisphere, including the development of cultures, civilizations, and empires. As they uncover the sixth grade social studies curriculum, students are provided with opportunity to explore belief systems across time and to examine the foundations of democracy. The course covers a time span from prehistory into the 1300s. The sixth grade social studies teachers encourage students to make connections between the past and the present, as the curriculum is based on big ideas and essential questions that explore how the ancient world impacts our world today. World languages. In sixth grade, students are going to continue their study of world languages, learning both vocabulary and conjugations, as well as the culture and practices associated with selected world languages. This is a shift from elementary school, where students have learned elements of French, Italian, and Spanish language and culture. Beginning in middle school, your children will now focus on just one of the three languages they have been exposed to over the past 3 years. The content learned in 7th and 8th grade will be tested on the Checkpoint A exam in June of the student's 8th grade year, and the grade received on that assessment will be included on the student's transcript. A little later on tonight, I think I said it for about 8 o'clock, you should be receiving an email, and that will include a link for you to select your child's world language. Again, the world language that's selected in 6th grade is the language that carries through into high school. So please be sure to complete your selection by the end of the day on Friday. Now, as Ms. Gill said, we are all super accessible. The teachers are fantastic. They're very excited for your children to come into the middle school. So if you ever have any questions, any concerns, you just want to say hi, please call us, email, whatever is easiest for you. Again, I'm Julie Rossley, and I'm really excited for your kids to come here. At this time, I'd like to call up Ms. Kelly Jones. She's our Director of Fine Arts.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Very excited for your middle school careers, not just for your kids, but for you too. It's a great time. There's so much to offer, and your kids are going to have a wonderful, wonderful time up here. So as far as music, I jumped the gun a little. I got a little trigger happy and sent my form out already. Oops. So all of you have had it, and I will say the response has been amazing. So I just want to, out of the gate, say thank you. Very attentive incoming sixth grade class. Way to go. But next year, sixth graders, everyone takes a music. You either take general music, if you really didn't participate in the elementary level in a performing ensemble. And then, of course, we have band, chorus, and orchestra. So if your student participated in one of those, your best bet is to roll over. But this is your time. If your student is really uncomfortable and not happy on the instrument that they are, or they want to try an instrument, now is the time. Especially right now in fifth grade. We've just finished our winter concerts at the elementary level. It's a great time to reach out to your fifth grade music teacher and say, this is where we are, this is what we want to do, maybe a shift is in order. So, but now's your chance. It is absolutely not too late to get your kids into an ensemble, whether it be band, chorus, and orchestra. We welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. So if that's what you need, please reach out to one of the elementary music teachers in your building, and they will help you sort through that and get you in the right placement. One thing I want to highlight, though, is our early bird chorus. Our early bird chorus is our chorus that meets before school, but it's really not before school technically. It's first period, which the high school actually begins their first period during that block of time at 7:37. The middle school starts the next period, period 2 would be your first period. But the early bird kids have the opportunity, if they want to come and take early bird chorus, if they're in band or orchestra. So let's say your child right now at the elementary level is in one of those ensembles, band or orchestra, and they also love chorus. This is their opportunity to continue doing both of those. We started this a few years ago, and it has been super received, and that ensemble is just amazing. We're headed to New Jersey to the Montclair State University to work with professors with that ensemble in May. So it's just really, it's an opportunity for your kids to get even more music if that's really their love and passion. So again, every sixth grader takes music. We highly encourage you right now, if you are in a placement that you want to discuss, reach out to your music teacher. And if you have any questions or concerns about the form that I already sent, please let me know. And we're here, we want to make sure that you have a wonderful experience. The music department here is absolutely phenomenal. The teachers are just, they want to make sure that your children are in the right place with the right instrument in their hands or singing to their heart's content. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And I'm glad you've mostly all filled out that form already. So have a great evening. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks.
That's all right. All right. And the live stream is back up and running, so if anybody is waiting, we should be live now. And here to talk about our guidance department is Mr. Musio.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Frank Musio. I'm the Director of Guidance and Family Consumer Sciences. As you can see, we're a busy group, but our main focus right now is transitions. And what we've done so far is we've met our incoming sixth graders in December. We've made trips down to each of the elementary schools, the counselors and myself, and I really was amazed by the kinds of questions and the depth of the questions that your children have asked us. And so I think they're excited. I think they're really looking at this and they're saying, wow, what a big step it is. So we're there to help. We're going to go again in June, and we'll have another one of these transition forums with the kids. And again, get a little bit more granular as far as schedules and things like that, but we really want to make sure that they're comfortable and prepared. It's a big step for them. Middle school itself is such an exciting time. Second only to infancy, your child will experience such a rapid and profound series of changes. Cognitively, physically, socially, neurologically, in the next 3 years, and at different stages and at different speeds. It can be confusing for them. It can be bewildering for you as parents. They tend to act out. They might be a little bit more excited or depressed at different times, and we understand that. I don't know 3 other people who understand the middle school child better than the 3 people you see on the screen. They really are fantastic. They work hand in hand with our school psychologists and social workers, and together they make such a great support team. It is very difficult for me to actually have a conversation with the counselors because every time I go down to the office, there's always people there. The students feel very welcome to come in and out. Sometimes they come in with a minor problem or a bigger problem. Or they just want to come in and chat, which we absolutely encourage. So we encourage your child to do that. We're there for you, again, with those kinds of issues. You can call us at any time. If a student does come to see us, it could be, again, like I said, a range of different topics. We will call you if the level of that trauma, let's call it trauma, is significant enough to involve you. Now, I put it that way because many times students will come down, they might be having a bad day or something like that, and after a few minutes with us, they get it off their chest and they feel okay going back to class. But certainly, you always feel free to call us. We do some push-in lessons that help with some of this transition and this rapid change. We do lessons in self-awareness. We do lessons in perception. We do lessons in career education. And we do lessons in problem solving. We are a problem-solving department, but what we really try to do is to give your sons and daughters the tools so that they can solve problems, to get independence, and ultimately reach the next transition, which would be to be in this building, in the high school. So I wish you luck. Please call us with any and all of your concerns, and I wish you tremendous luck in Wantagh Middle School. And with that, also part of our tremendous team, I can't think of an assistant principal that works harder with a support staff than Mrs. Quadrotri. So I want to give you a kudo. Thank you.
All right. Really having a hard time with technology tonight. All right, we're back in action. All righty, so now after you just heard about all of our amazing programs that we have from our directors, I want to talk a little bit more about what you and your child are probably really focused on, which is what is this going to look like next year. So as we just said, we have our sixth grade course offerings. Our cores are right there in the middle: ELA, math, social studies, and science. Then we have what we call our exploratory courses. And you see we have on the left-hand side, we have our wheel courses. The wheels are quarterly courses, and they are offered every day for 1 quarter, and then they change and rotate throughout the school year. So that's Art 6, Introduction to Technology, Intro to Home and Careers, and Computer Skills. So again, those are 10-week courses. They meet every single day. Now, in addition to that, we have other exploratory courses. So we have Creative Minds, which in elementary school is referred to as the STEAM classes. So that's offered every other day for the entire school year. And I'll talk a little bit about scheduling in a moment, but that could go opposite, say, your child's world language, which is every other day, or opposite their music class every other day, or physical education every other day. So they have 3 periods. They have lunch, they have their core classes, and I'll go into exactly what a child's schedule will look like, but then we also offer all of these exploratory courses. Now, as you heard a little bit earlier, and we'll get into in a moment, each child has a different program. So these are all of the things that we offer, but it doesn't mean that everybody's schedule is going to look the same based on different child's needs and opportunities. But that is a conversation again, and it always goes back to your child's guidance counselor. They will really take the time to meet with you, meet with your child, and go over exactly what their program opportunities look like. All right, so this is a sample 6th grade schedule. Now, I understand this could be confusing at first, and I know tonight you're probably sitting there and very overwhelmed with the amount of information that is being thrown at you at one time. But rest assured, we do have August orientation. We are available, like everybody has reiterated all night long, and we will make sure that you are comfortable with all the information that you are learning. So, if you look at the screen, you'll see that every child's day in a traditional schedule starts with advisory. Now, Ms. Jones mentioned before about an early bird course or something that starts period 1. So one thing you'll notice if you're looking at the schedule is our day starts period 2. Why is that, you ask? Because we have the same exact schedule as the high school, but the high school starts period 1. We have a lot of shared staff, we have a lot of shared rooms, so on and so forth, and so we operate on the same bell schedule, but our period 1 courses, we call those early birds. So if your child does have an early bird class, which again, it could be a music course, it could be early bird PE, there are different things that are open for different students. They still, and I'll get into this in a little while, but they still have an opportunity to get here. If your child is a bus rider, they are offered the bus still, but their day would start earlier, and I'll get into that when I talk about the bell schedule. But if you take a look here, so each child starts with advisory, which I will also talk more to in a little bit. If you look at periods 2, 3, and 4, This is the Discovery Learning Block. So this is our learning block in the morning. So period 2, this student has English. Now they have English period 2, and then it says Discovery Learning 3 and Social Studies period 4. Our morning courses are 60-minute learning blocks. So that Discovery Learning is not an actual course. It's a placeholder on the schedule. So what happens is your child goes to English, they're there for period 2 and half of period 3. Then a bell will ring only in those sixth grade classrooms, and your child will switch with their entire class, so they won't get lost, to their period 4 class, which is social studies. And then for the second half of period 3 and the entire period 4 for those 60 minutes, your child would be in social studies. So they had 60 minutes of ELA, 60 minutes of social studies on an odd day. Now I'm just going to skip to the bottom for a second and see periods 7 and 8. That's the rest of their core class. Now your child has 40 minutes of science on this day and 40 minutes of math. How does that even out, you ask? Well, if you look at the even day, they now have the 60-minute learning block for math and science, the opposite of what they had on an odd day. Now, this program really benefits every child and every learner. Some children really work better in the morning. Children work better in the afternoon. Some, it doesn't matter when they're learning. But this gives your child the opportunity to have their core subject both in the morning and later in the day, and an opportunity to have a 60-minute learning block every other day as well. So when you see Discovery Learning on your child's schedule, it's not a class, it's a placeholder for the learning block. All right. Now, if you look at the rest of this, this is what we were just talking about. A child would have phys ed period 5, alternating with on an even day. We said they were going to band, whatever band music program they were in, band, orchestra, gym, or chorus, or general music. Then 6th period, they have lunch. Then they would have their core classes in the afternoon. And then you can see their every other day schedule for their exploratory courses, periods 9 and 10. Language this child has on an odd day, and they have their quarterly course, period 10, and then even days creative mind, every day opposite their world language. And then they would have, because the wheel class is daily, they would have that on an even and an odd day. So again, this is overwhelming. You're looking at this now, and then you're going to look at it again in August and forget everything we talked about tonight. But please rest assured, you're nervous about your child's schedule, and they'll be nervous too, but by the 2nd or 3rd day of school, they navigate this building like they've been here since kindergarten. All right, so quick overview of the Bell schedule. So like I was saying before about the early bird class, you can see period 1 or early bird, those are those high school time classes. So that starts at 7:36. As I mentioned, if your child is a bus rider, they are offered and able to take the bus. They will be riding the bus with high schoolers. Now I know, that also sounds very overwhelming, but I promise you, our students are doing it every single day successfully, and they come to school, the bus stops at a very similar spot, if not the exact same spot. They get here early and they start their day. Obviously, you can also drop them off, but if they are a bus rider, they do get the bus for early bird. And then the day starts at 8:16. There's a warning bell for 8:13. And that's when we have advisory, which is the best 10 minutes of the day, which I will talk about shortly. And then we have periods 2 through 10, and the final bell rings at 3:02. All right, Schoology. So most of you should probably be familiar with Schoology. I know they use it at the elementary school. If you don't, that's also okay. It is used daily in the middle school. It's really used to communicate all important things from your child's teachers. They will post their homework, notes, extra help schedule. Your child can get in contact with a teacher. They can message on Schoology. You can message a teacher. Really, we use more Parent Square for that, but also on Schoology. If you need help navigating anything, we do have help videos on our middle school website, so you can utilize Schoology as a website or also as an app. If you have any questions with that, our technology department is incredible. I'm going to give a shout out to Ms. Eisenzaff, who helped us with this presentation tonight. It is much improved from previous years, and that is due to her expertise. So thank you for that, Ms. Eisenzaff. And then Infinite Campus. So Infinite Campus is also something you should be pretty familiar with at this point. This is used for all formal communications. What I mean by that is attendance, grades, and schedules. Now, Schoology, you can see your child's grades on a day-to-day basis. You'll see assignments that are posted. That Schoology should be synced to Infinite Campus at least once a week, but up-to-date, like day-to-day interactions will be on Schoology, but Infinite Campus, when report cards are posted and all formal notifications, that will be, all formal things like schedules and grades will be on Infinite Campus. All right. So our advisory program is something that we are extremely passionate about. It's a very special program and a very special part of the day. It's my favorite 10 minutes of the day, and Mr. Chifo would tell you the exact same thing. And it's 10 minutes that we focus on building relationships with the students that are in our advisory. So most advisors have a group of 8 to 10 students, and it's mixed grades. So the best part of this is we have students, you have a child who comes into your advisory in 6th grade, you have that child in your advisory starting the day with the same group of kids, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So it's a really, really nice way to establish a point person and a go-to. So in advisory, we have SEL prompts every day. We have conversations. We have daily activities, something we really worked to build upon this year. We have our daily announcements. Those are also posted on the middle school website each day, so you too, as the parent, can see everything that your child sees in the morning. We have slides that display any major announcements, all the clubs that are happening that week. So anything that you want to see, you also can check out on our website. It's updated each day. I mentioned earlier about the Caring Warriors. Caring Warriors are also announced during advisory. We have students of all grades. You'd be surprised how many 6th graders volunteer to come in and say the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning. They get very excited. And then one of the very special things that we do is Name That Tune. So Name That Tune, has anybody heard about Name That Tune yet? Seen it on our socials? Okay, good. I see some heads nodding. So it is very competitive, Name That Tune. So what we do is we play a song, and it's exactly like that old school Z100, like call in, name the song, you win. And it's exactly that. The advisors call in, and they have to name that tune, and the advisories come down, and they win a prize. They are very, very excited to win and very dedicated to the task. People come out into the hallway, they cheer. It's a really, really fun thing that we do on Fridays. All right, lockers. So lockers are something that students get the most excited about and also the most anxious about. So some of the things that I would say about lockers is obviously it's very important to keep it clean. Going over the combination, it's something that they get very nervous about the first few days of school. We will talk about that with them in orientation in August, and I'll get to the other times that we're going to meet your children before that. I promise you that first day, scary, second day, scary. By the end of the first week, they navigate those combinations like they've been doing it all their life. So what I will say about that is that it will get easier. They will be nervous, but they will become a professional with it. They have an opportunity to decorate their lockers at the end of August. Now, that is something that I will tell you. Every year I say I'm going to invite these kids in to decorate my office because the decor that these kids put into their lockers, the lights, the rugs, the mirrors, I'm shocked by the end how many are still hanging and that they still look decent. But I'm shocked by the decor that goes into this. They're very passionate. So that you'll have an opportunity to do in August. Always recommend, obviously, not sharing the combination. One of the things, like Mr. Musio was saying before, it's a really tough time for kids, middle school. And, you know, we live it day in and day out, and we're all very sensitive to that. And sometimes friendships change. So it's really important to not share your locker combination with all of your personal belongings with anyone. If you forget your code, guidance will help you, teachers will help you, main office will help you, we will help you. So there's no reason to give your code to anyone. We have ways to get it. Also, next is no backpacks. So I'm sure you know this about the middle school by now. We have a no cell phone policy. That's the New York State law. And we also don't have backpacks. So your child can carry around their things in a trapper keeper. They work on organization throughout the year. The lockers are all pretty close to where they are throughout the day, and they get to learn different skills. They get to learn how to organize themselves. What do they need for the morning? What do they need for the afternoon this day? And how they can stop in their locker between periods. And again, I know that this all sounds very overwhelming. They're all able to navigate it. It's a little tricky in the beginning, but we get over the hill. All right. Sorry, it's a lot of talking. All right. So lunchtime. So lunch in the middle school, they have 20 minutes of lunchtime, 20 minutes to eat, and then they have 20 minutes of recess. So something that we're also really, really proud of in the middle school is our recess program that we offer. We have a recess coordinator, so that's somebody who goes outside with the students who want to play outside each day to help organize games, make sure everybody stays safe, and that there's different options for different kids, explain the rules out there to monitor, and also play with your child. And then we have our game room. Now, our game room is something very unique to Wantagh. We've actually showcased our game room to a number of local other districts who are looking to implement something similar in their middle school now. We have really, really awesome things for our kids to play. We have video games like the arcade games. We have ping pong. We have ping pong tournaments. We have air hockey. We have foosball. We have, large Connect Four. We have board games. There's something for everyone. And if your child doesn't want to participate in that, they can sit and hang out. There's chairs to sit and chat, or they can also go to the library. Now, on the first day of school, your child will eat lunch with their team, only for the first day. The reason for that is the first day is overwhelming. There's a lot going on. Make sure everybody gets to lunch and that everybody eats. After the first day, then we allow them to mix and they can eat with anybody on any team. They can start with recess, they could start with lunch. We give them the autonomy to choose. After the first week or two, they kind of lock in with the aides, which one they're choosing, so we know where to find anybody if and when we need them. But we allow them to pick so they could sit with their friends and play with their friends as they want. But on the first day of school only, they do eat with anybody they want, but on their team, just to make sure that everybody gets there. All right. Clubs. So clubs are something that we're also really proud of and really passionate about at the middle school. Students in 6th grade are not able to participate in sports yet. That's in 7th and 8th grade. So 6th grade is a really, really great opportunity to get involved and meet friends who have like-minded interests. Our club offerings, I challenge you to find a club when you look at the list that we don't have. And if your child has something, an interest that's not on there, if you let us know, we will almost always find somebody to run it. We have a podcasting club, we have a crochet club, we have, so many different things, and something that we have, their weekly clubs, bi-weekly clubs, monthly clubs, so that they have an opportunity to get involved in various things. The club calendar and the clubs that we have are listed on our middle school website, so you're able to see that. And the club calendar also lists what's meeting and where it's meeting. Why is that important for you to know? Your child doesn't get off the bus one day and you are saying, where in the world is my kid? Because I know it would be hard to imagine that maybe a middle schooler didn't communicate something with their parents, but you could take a look and it's very easy to see. Obviously, you could call the school, but it's easy to see what's meeting what day and very accessible. Something we started doing last year is a club fair. We have a club fair in October, which I'm really proud of. Every club advisor, every club that we have, sets up a table in the middle school gym. We have students that are currently enrolled in the club and the advisors, and the students get to go and walk around and see what every club we have and what they offer, and they have ways to sign up for the clubs and get interest notifications from the advisor. And we've had such a great turnout. 6th grade, I highly encourage you to tell your child to go. We had over 250 kids that came to the club fair this year. And the amount of kids who then sign up for clubs and try various things is incredible. So when you start getting those notifications in October, please encourage your child to come. It's a great way to meet new people and explore different interests. Really loving the jazz band. All right, so layers of support. I hope one big takeaway that you've gotten from this presentation is that always contact your teacher first. The teachers are very accessible. If you need another layer of support from there, as I mentioned, your child's guidance counselor, very accessible. You met our directors and our supervisors. I showed you our our psychologist, as well as obviously myself and Mr. Chiffo. We have an open door policy. We will always get back to you within 24 hours, usually well before that. If it's a weekend and some reason we don't see something, maybe then 24 like business day, hours in a business day. But we are very, very responsive, and so is our team. So please reach out if you have any questions or any concerns. We also send weekly emails. We call them our week in review. We get flyers, important dates, things coming up, any important information, anything that we feel you need to know will be in the week in review. All right, and our social media. We are very active on social media. A special thank you to Ms. Longos. She is our social media coordinator. She does incredible things, and I really would encourage you to follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is that you're on, whatever platform. She does an incredible job showcasing all the amazing things that go on inside the walls of our school. And I'm pretty sure that sometimes when your child comes home from school, you say, what'd you learn today, or what'd you do today? And you get nothing. So when they say nothing, you can say, well, I saw you on Instagram today doing amazing things in science. We really do such a great job. And one of the reasons we are so prevalent on social media is we try to model appropriate usage of social media for our students. So social media, we all know it's about making good choices and making even better choices. And we try to share and showcase how to use social media appropriately, and we talk a lot about that digital footprint. All right, so again, I know I'm throwing a lot of things at you, but just getting to the end of the nuts and bolts of today's presentation. So we will go over all of these things again. We will be meeting and chatting again, and there will be a lot of things that are coming home. But first, starting with extra help, I mentioned before, your child's teachers will be posting their extra help schedule on their Schoology. So if you ever have any questions about when extra help is offered, please look at your child's teacher's Schoology pages. Everything will be listed there. Teachers are mandated to have extra help twice a week. It could be once in the morning, once in the afternoon, but every subject will have extra help offered 2 times a week. Something else that we have that's really great is called Homework Central. Homework Central is offered Tuesday through Friday, and what that is a place for your child to go after school. It's held in the library, and they have an opportunity to sit down and do their homework with a teacher. That is, a teacher signs up for that. They can sit there, and if your child has questions, the teacher who's there will do their very best to answer any questions that your child has. So that's every single day except for Monday. Monday are mandated meetings for teachers. So every other day, your child can go to Homework Central and get help with their homework, in addition to obviously extra help. All right. We have our 6th grade academy. So our 6th grade academy is something that we developed, and it is an SEL program for 6th grade, and it's targeting specific skills that your 6th grade student will probably need to know, as well as life skills. It is taught by all teachers in all core subject areas, as well as exploratory teachers. It covers topics such as organization, friendship, things of that nature. So we went through, and the 6th grade teachers and the 7th grade teachers came up with these lessons, and we talked about the skills that we really thought it was important for your 6th grade child to learn and to reiterate in formal lessons. So that's done throughout the year from September to June. All right, I mentioned before the cell phone policy. There's no cell phones allowed. When your child walks in the building and they go to their locker first thing in the morning, their cell phone stays in the locker. So if you need to get in contact with your child for any reason, call the main office, call guidance. We will always get something to your child if need be, a message, or get them if there's some type of an emergency. But they are not to use their cell phone from when they walk into the building until that last bell rings. Other than that, it should be turned off and inside of their locker in their backpack. All right. The policy behind that is the first time if they have their phone on them and they get it taken away, they can pick it up at the end of the day from the main office. After that, a parent does need to pick up the cell phone. All right, and morning arrival. So morning arrival, students typically enter the building, the doors open around 8:03, and kids come in from the buses, they're coming in from the main lobby, and then they have about 10 minutes to unpack before that first warning bell rings. We have free breakfast, they can stop and get breakfast. We have it in our main lobby. We also have hot breakfast in the cafeteria, and they have an opportunity to get in, get settled, put their stuff in their locker before they head to advisory. And then last but not least, IDs. So this year we have, this year for you, IDs will be new. So every child will get an ID. It will have their grade, it will have their picture, and it will have their name. They use that daily to scan into the building. Any door that your child enters, they scan in with their ID. They also use their ID many other times throughout the day, so it is important that your child wears their ID on a daily basis. So when they go to guidance, they scan in. Why is that helpful? It's helpful because now if they're not in class, their teacher can see why they're not in class and know where they are. Same thing for the nurse, same thing for the bathroom. Those are really the main places that we scan right now, but it is important that your child brings their ID and wears it every single day. Now, will your child forget their ID? They absolutely will. And it's not the end of the world when they do, but we do have rules and policies surrounding that as well. So every time they forget their ID, it's not a big deal. They go to the main door, the security desk, and they will print them out a temporary ID, which is a sticker. And after the third time, they'll get called down just for a conversation and a reminder, hey, by the way, today was the third day you forgot your ID. The next time you will get a detention. So after 4 times of forgetting the ID, your child will get a detention. It's not a disciplinary infraction. It is not something that stays on like their permanent record, as people like to call it. This is just, it's to help them navigate and learn responsibility. Now, again, it is tricky in the beginning, and we don't necessarily start that on day 1, but it's to really try to help them stay organized. And again, with middle school comes more responsibilities. So it's just another responsibility, and we work with students, guidance works with students to help them develop, different strategies and skills. If they continue to forget it, we are there to help them. All right. And we are at the end. So, as I said before, the music form has gone out. The language selection form should have gone out 2 minutes ago. August orientation. So in August, you will have an opportunity to come with your child to the middle school. You'll have an opportunity at that point. They'll already have their schedule. So you'll be able to navigate the building, see where their classrooms are, set up their lockers, and run through everything with them so they feel really confident starting school the next week. We also have students, right now, the guidance counselors have already gone down to the elementary schools. They will be coming up to the middle school. Well, actually, I'm sorry, before that, our student ambassadors, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders will go down to the elementary school. They'll have an opportunity to meet and ask our student ambassadors questions. And then in the end of May, beginning of June, your child will be coming up to the middle school with their class, and we give them a tour throughout the building. The same student ambassadors that they met when they went down to the elementary school will be touring them around the middle school building. So they'll have an opportunity to come to the building then. They'll have an opportunity to come back with you in August. So that's 2 opportunities for them to tour the building and make sure that they feel comfortable entering the middle school. All right, and now I would like to open it up to our question portion. What I'll do, if you have a question, just raise your hand, and Oh, they're not, it's not, the live stream's not going?
No. I've gotten a bunch of emails from people sitting in the room right now. Yes, I will reopen the form. That's all I have to say.
Oh, great. The form will reopen. Excellent. All right. Dr. Rossley or Ms. Gill, whomever, if you have a question, just raise your hand. If for the people at home, they can't hear the question in the audience, so if you just ask the question into the microphone, myself or one of my colleagues will answer your question.
Sorry, this isn't a great one. You had Horizons up there. I forgot. Does that go into sixth grade Horizons?
Yes,
or-
sixth grade does go into Horizons if your child is
But
continuing.
that's the last year.
Yep.
Okay.
It does. Any other questions? Does this mean that we did a really, really good job? Oh, that's my round of applause. This is fantastic. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you coming out tonight. I know it's really cold, and it was a lot of information to take in. Please go home. If you have any questions, or if you have any questions you didn't want to ask in front of the group, please feel free. We'll be here for a few minutes to answer any questions you may have. So looking forward to meeting your students, and thank you again for coming tonight. Get home safe, everyone.